Welcome, this is Mrs. Taylor. We're going to work on your study guide. Number one, let's just get right to it. When you're ordering numbers, you need to stack them on top of each other. And start on the far left corner column. The smallest number is going to be the smallest number. So it'll go 3, 7, 9. So 379 is the smallest, 739 is the middle number, and 973 is the greatest. Make sure you pay attention to what order it's asking in the question. Number two, we're again going to compare two numbers. If you look at the numbers in the far left-hand column, the thousands place, 5 is bigger than 2, so we know that 5,526 is bigger than 2,770. Let's add some decimals. When you add decimals, you always line the decimals up in adding and subtracting. So what I mean by that, you stack them on top of each other, but make sure the decimals are right there on top of each other. And then just add straight down. The correct answer is 9/10. When you have three numbers that you're adding, no big deal. Just stack them on top of each other, making sure that you've got those decimals lined up. Sometimes you'll have spots that don't have a number at all, so we'll just fill all those spots with a 0 as a placeholder. And then add 4 plus 3, 7. 7, 8, 9, 10. Gotta carry our 1. Let's bring our decimal down now. 6 plus 1, 7. So 7 and 7/10 is the answer to number 4. When you subtract, you also line up the decimals. Order doesn't matter. You need to put the first number on the top and then subtract. 7, you can't take 8 away from 7, so we're going to borrow. Make that a 17 minus 8, which is 9. 4 minus 2, which is 2. Bring our decimal down, and we're done. Number 5 and 6 are similar. This time, I'm going to put 18 and 2/10 on top. It really doesn't matter, but it's bigger, so I just feel like putting it on top. 5 is in the ones place, and so is the 8, so make sure you put it in the right place, add a decimal and a 0, and then add. And the correct answer is 23 and 2/10. Number 7. I'm going to work it out over here. 4 and 29/100 plus 4 plus 2 and 2/10. Let's fill in empty spots with zeros before we add. Nine. 2 plus 2 is 4. Bring our decimal down. 4 plus 4 is 8. 9, 10. So our answer is 10 and 49/100. Number 8. Line up our decimals. 24 will go right underneath the 34 because that's the ones place and the tens place. Add a decimal and 2 placeholders before you subtract. Bring our decimal down. 4 minus 4 is 0. 3 minus 2 is 1. So our answer is 10 and 24/100. Let's do this again. Number 9. We have 28 and 61/100 minus 19. So the 19 is going to go underneath the 28 because that's the ones place and that's the tens place. Add a decimal and 2 zeros and then subtract. We have to borrow. 18 minus 9 is 9. Let's find that in our answer. Looks like it's C. Okay, number 10. 26 and 23/100 add to 6. The 6 is in the ones place, so is the other 6. So we'll put it right underneath it, add our decimals and zeros as placeholders, and then we add. 6 plus 6 is 12, and carry our 1, bring down our 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. Number 11, we have 3 different numbers. We need to make sure we line them up in the proper place. 5 is in the ones place. 8 is in the ones place. I need to add a decimal here, 2 zeros, and we'll tack a 0 behind the 3 before we add. 1, 4 plus 3 is 7. Bring our decimal down. 11, 11 plus 8 is 19. So 19 and 71 hundredths is our final answer. Let's turn our paper over. Okay, 12, 13, and 14 are all very similar, same process. The big key is making sure you put the 2 underneath the 6 because they're both in the ones place. You'll also need to make sure you add a 0. You can't bring that 3 down. That's very tempting. A lot of students do that. Make sure you put a 0 because we have to borrow from it before we subtract. 10 minus 3 is 7. 5 minus 2 is 3. Don't forget the decimal. So the answer is 3 7/10. Let's do it again. 6. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry, 6 minus 3.2. Make sure you get that 3 in the ones place. Add a decimal and a 0, and we have to borrow. 10 minus 2 is 8. 5 minus 3 is 2, and bring your decimal down. So this answer is 2 8/10. One more time. 5 minus 1 and 1.5. So 1 and 5 are both in the ones place. Add our decimal. 5, we have to add our decimal and a 0. Borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. Bring your decimal down. Okay, we have another ordering problem. You can either stack them on top of each other, but since they're all pretty different, they all have a different number in the hundreds place, that makes it easy to order. We're going from least to greatest, so 2 is the smallest, so 258 is the smallest. 5 is in the middle, so 528 is in the middle, and 852 is the largest. We have another ordering problem. Again, 1's the smallest, then 5, then 8, so looks like it's got to be A. On the home stretch. All right, 9/10 plus 8/10. Bring our decimal down. 9 plus 8, 17. So we're going to carry our 1 and then put it in the right place. Number 18. 1 67 hundredths plus 71 hundredths plus 8/10. Let's fill a 0 as a placeholder before we add. 7 plus 1 is 8. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus 8. If you don't know it off your top of your head, don't be afraid to put it in the column or in the space on the paper that you can work out your problems. 2 plus 1 is 3. So our final answer is 3 18 hundredths. We'll do this one the same way. 7 93 hundredths plus 84 hundredths and 5/10. Fill in that 0 before we add. 4 plus 3 is 7. 9 plus 8 is 17. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Bring our decimal down. 789. Final answer, 9 27 hundredths. Last one is an easy one. We can just add 5 plus 2, bring our decimal, and 0. And 7/10 is our final answer. Good luck.